All right, let's talk about leveling up your writing. Today, we're going to supercharge it with one simple, really powerful tool. We're talking about compound sentences. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll be connecting your ideas like an absolute pro. So let's get to it.
First up, let me ask you something. Do you ever read back what you've written and just think, this sounds a little choppy? You know, like a list of short, separate ideas instead of one smooth, flowing thought? Okay, take a look at this. The cat was happy. He slept underneath the bed. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, grammatically speaking, but it feels a little disconnected, right? Now, what if we just did this? The cat was happy and he slept underneath the bed. See that? Instantly, it sounds more sophisticated, more connected. It just flows.
That little trick, that's our whole focus today. We are fixing those choppy sentences for good. And we're going to do it with a secret weapon that all the best writers keep in their back pocket.
And that secret weapon is, you guessed it, the compound sentence. Now, I know the official definition can sound a little textbooky, but it's actually incredibly simple. All it really means is you're taking two complete thoughts, we call them independent clauses, and joining them together with a special little connecting word called a coordinating conjunction. The formula couldn't be easier. Seriously, think of it like Lego bricks. You just take one complete thought, that's one independent clause, and you snap it together with another complete thought. That's it. You've just turned two simple sentences into one much more powerful one.
So, to really get this down, we've got to understand what those building blocks are. What in the world is an independent clause anyway? Okay, an independent clause is really just a fancy way of saying a complete sentence. It can stand all by itself because it has a subject, who or what the sentence is about, and a verb, the action. And most importantly, it expresses a complete thought. It doesn't leave you hanging.
So here's the bottom line. The only thing you really need to remember. If it can stand on its own as a sentence and it makes total sense, you've got yourself an independent clause. It's a complete thought, plain and simple.
Okay, so we've got our two building blocks. We have our two complete thoughts. But how do we actually stick them together? We need some kind of magic glue. And for that, we're going to meet the FANBOYS. These magic connectors are officially called coordinating conjunctions. Their one and only job is to link ideas. And the absolute easiest way to remember the 7 most important ones is with this little acronym, FANBOYS. And here they are: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. That's FANBOYS. Each one of these is a tool, and each one has a really specific job. So let's open up the toolbox and see what they can do.
So yeah, think of this as your new toolkit for connecting ideas. Let's see how each one works.
First up is for. Now, this one can feel a little more formal, a little more literary. It's basically a slightly fancier way of saying because. You use it to give a reason for the first part of your sentence. So, for example, the reason we need to stay inside is connected with for it is raining. See how it links the effect to its cause? It just has a really nice, sophisticated feel to it. Next, we have the most common connector of them all, and. This is your absolute go-to for just adding one idea to another. It's the workhorse that just says, hey, this thing is true, and this other thing is also true. It's as simple as this. We are going on a holiday is one complete thought. We will go snorkeling on the reef is another. And just sticks them together to make one big happy plan. Now, what about nor? Okay, this one's a bit more formal, but it's super useful. Its job is to connect two negative ideas. Think of it as a way of saying also not, which lets you build a sentence where two different things aren't true. Let's talk about but. This one is so important. It's your essential tool for showing contrast. When you use but, you're signaling a pivot. You're telling your reader to get ready for an idea that's going to go in a different direction from the first one. Here, you've got two related ideas. The first one is positive. The Ferris wheel was pretty fun. Then but makes that turn, introducing the contrast. The roller coaster was even better. Moving on to or. This one is all about choice. It presents an alternative, an option between two complete thoughts. It gives your reader a sense of possibility or a decision that needs to be made. Now, yet is a lot like but it's got a special twist. While but just shows a simple contrast, yet adds a little sprinkle of surprise or irony. It highlights a contradiction that you might not expect.
Oh man, I think we can all relate to this one, right? The first idea makes perfect sense. You buy a ton of bobby pins. Then, yet introduces that surprising, ironic, and oh so frustrating outcome. You still can never find one. And finally, we have so. This one is all about results. It creates a really clear, logical link between cause and effect. The first part of the sentence sets up a situation, and so introduces the direct consequence of that situation. So, there you have it, the entire FANBOYS toolkit. Now, let's go all the way back to our original problem and see the transformation now that we know how this all works. Remember this little guy? The choppy before version feels like a simple report, but the after, just by using that one simple word and, creates a single, fluid image in the reader's mind. It's such a small change, but the impact is huge. And that really brings us to the most important point of all this. This isn't just about following some dusty old grammar rules. When you connect your ideas smoothly, you're building a stronger, clearer connection with your reader. You're guiding them through your thoughts. So my final question for you is, what powerful ideas will you connect next? With this one simple tool, you can make your writing way more dynamic, more engaging, and just flat out more powerful. Thanks for joining me.